Good afternoon and welcome to this live webinar. My name is Rochelle. I'm part of the team based here in Wellington for the Young Enterprise Trust. For the next 40 minutes or so, I will talk you through and showcase the Junior Enterprise and Financial Education resources. This webinar is ideally suited to those who are teaching years 9 to 10. However, if you are teaching other year groups, we welcome you and we hope you find it informative. So to begin with, I will focus on financial education. The first question raised is, well, what is financial education? And many of you may be familiar with the term, which is used in the New Zealand curriculum on page 39, financial capability or financial literacy. It basically means different things to different people. For some, it can be a wide-ranging concept, incorporating an understanding of economics and how a household decision is affected by an economic condition or circumstance. But for others, it might be focusing quite narrowly on basic money management skills like budgeting or savings, insurance and investment. That all-important document I just mentioned. The New Zealand curriculum stipulates in the learning areas that links between learning areas should be explored. And this can lead, for example, to units of work or broad programs designed to, as it mentions on the screen, develop students' financial capability, positioning them to make well-informed financial decisions throughout their lives. A constant theme running through various definitions, which is now shown on your screen, of financial literacy is that it involves an individual's ability to acquire essential knowledge and skills in order to make decisions, with the awareness of the possible financial consequences. It encompasses being able to manage personal finances in changing circumstances. The key point on your screen there is personal finances. For all the Young Enterprise Trust financial education teaching resources I will showcase today, we are focusing on personal financial education. So financial education could be as simple as allowing a student to identify what's around them every day. It could be, as we know, the world is a more complex place and that's growing at a faster pace than it was before, where, as we say, welcome to the net generation. Managing day-to-day life means managing the use of resources and money constantly. Much of what we think about and do is earning an income and spending, whether it be time or money. Financial decisions are made consistently, whether they are recognized or not. People and students need the knowledge and ability to handle the stream of decisions that are coming their way. Remember, financial education is designed to develop a financially literate person. And a financially literate person has the ability to make these informed judgments and effective decisions about the use and management of money. But what does this all mean? Bottom line, you do not need to be a financial expert to teach financial education. As I mentioned, the final result is not to create financial experts. It's more about equipping these individuals with the significant knowledge to make a sense of financial activities. They should be able to feel free to ask relevant questions and to understand and interpret the information that they get passed. So with this in mind, what resources do the Young Enterprise Trust have that can assist you to deliver this education in your classroom? On the screen you will see a list of those available. All can be downloaded free from our resource centre, and I will show you how to access this in a moment. For now, I'll focus on each of these, but any questions along the way, please use that chat box. First up, board games. We have 10 board games available. They are teacher-led, and they are suitable for years 2 to 13. All of the games are for players 2 to 4, and in some classrooms they even run in-house game competitions. The games can take from 30 minutes to 3 hours, depending on which game the students play and the time allocated. I will show you in a moment how to download them, but we do advise to print them in A3. The board games, all of them, are supported by a range of resources, such as lesson plans, worksheets, and/or, depending on the year level, assessment and rubrics for you to help students explore these financial ideas. You may need to supply dice or counters if the game requires it. This is stipulated when you download the board and the instructions. The games, while they may have a specific focus or theme, like budgeting or savings, all in all they allow the students to make these informed decisions about the use and management of money. On the screen I've displayed a marketing flyer which gives a brief overview of every game that we offer. Unfortunately, in this webinar, due to time constraints, I am not going to go through all these games in detail, but I'll show you the ones which you may find useful for your years 9 to 10. Some of you may be using them already. The year group we give is suggested only and pitched curriculum-wise for this level, though you know your students best, so please feel free to try them with other year groups if you feel fit. So the first game that we're going to look at is Tactics. This is a game where the students are challenged to make financial decisions when they're earning, spending and saving money. The game explores the concepts of needs and wants, work and income, financial risk, interest, surplus and deficit, all which may seem very foreign words to some of the students. The students learn to accurately financial record keep, and it's ideally suited to years 5 to 10, so quite a large range there. This game is available for free online. The next game, which isn't available until the end of February, is called INEX, or Income and Expenditure. This is specifically targeted for year 9 and 10, and it's all about budgeting. The game has 3 weeks of spending choices. The students aim to save a proportion of their income, while at the same time coping with fixed and variable essentials, those all-important needs, as well as discretionary expenses, those wants. This game is an ideal complement to those who are delivering a budgeting lesson to their students. We will let you know when this is available. It's currently sitting with our design team. The final game is Credit Crunch, suited to years 9 to 12, with the main aim of the game to help the students understand how credit operates. Players experience the consequences of varied payment levels, varied interest rates, along with financial risks encountered in everyday life. I will show you how to access these 3 games in a moment. Next in the Financial Education Suite is the Hot Topics series. New for 2014, there are 11 individual modules, each designed to improve the students' financial capability. The topics are shown on the screen there, and these topics were chosen by teachers, requesting one-off, easy-to-pick-up lessons. Under the headings of banking, taxation, KiwiSaver, etc., each contain a module which can last 2 to 4 weeks, about 6 lessons depending on the level of which you wish to go into. Each hot topic can be downloaded for free, and they range from a 3-page document to a 6-page document. They each contain a teaching notes and a PowerPoint. We are in the trial stages of these resources, and we really appreciate your feedback should you have any on them. In the middle of the wheel there, you will see a case study titled, You're Off and Away. This case study will be available March 2014, and it encompasses all of these topics around the wheel. The students go through a decision-making process to increase their financial capability. So just to recap the Hot Topic resource, there is a teacher resource which contains the what, how and where to teach the topic. There is a classroom PowerPoint which you can change or modify should you see, and the student activity and worksheets where necessary. As we are in the trial stages, please feedback to us. The next on the list is the Your Money Sorted DVD. Now this resource has been around for a little while. It was very popular when it first aired back a couple of years ago. However, several teachers report back to us the value of this popular resource. The series is about financial changing behaviour. The students watch 10 episodes or 1 episode should you choose or have the time. They then learn about and understand the values and attitudes people have towards money. We see these episodes as brilliant for rainy day or extracurricular activity to extend on a topic you may have been covering. With the Your Money Sorted resource, there is a teaching resource with it, and there is a small cost purely because it comes with a disc for you to have in class. That $35 fee does include the postage and packaging. Our final resource for the financial education is a web quest. We offer 2 web quests here at the Trust, but the one most suited for the years 10 to 13 is titled What's Your Car? More about that in a moment. For those of you not familiar with what a web quest is, it's a classroom-based inquiry-orientated lesson. Most or all of the information that the students work on comes from the web. The information sources are pre-selected, so the web quest is about information use, not information gathering. They involve the synthesis of new knowledge to complete a task and emphasize higher order thinking. Students are required to take risks in order to come up with reasoned or justified decisions. And the web quests might not necessarily have the right answer. Web quests are free, they're easy to use, fun, authentic, and they engage the students. A little more about that year 10 to 13 What's Your Car web quest we have available. It's sort of a group collaborative project for planning. They choose and look at all the elements around affording a car. Again, it's designed to take around 3 to 6 periods to complete, and should you be using the Accounting Achievement Standard, this can be used in conjunction with it. That's 90981, making a financial decision for an individual or group, for those of you who are familiar with this achievement standard. The web quest is free, and now here's how to access it. To access those board games and all the other financial resources that I've just showcased, you do need to go to our website. You'll see a drop-down tab that stipulates professional development, as you can see on your screen. Sign up for these resources and this page will come up. Choose the option that's most relevant to you in the red box, and this screen will appear. This is a year 1 to 13 registration. It's all very straightforward, and I've timed it. It takes 2 minutes to complete. For those of you who have done it already, many thanks. The registration page goes on to ask which resources you would like and what year group you will be using them. It also helps if you give a rough estimate of the numbers of students that you'll be using them. If you don't want a resource, just move on to the next question. However, top tip, be sure to push the Send My Information to Young Enterprise Trust button. This will send your form to us and you will get a copy in your inbox. Then you'll receive a second email from the team here with a unique log-on to the Resource Centre. You should get this a day after you sign up. So once you've got that log-on, this is where you need to go. Our Resource Centre holds hundreds of resources. For 2014, teachers can only get access to these resources, not students. We are looking at ways of doing this in the near future, but for now we ask you to keep this password to yourself because there is assessment. The web address for the resources is resources.youngenterprise.org.nz. Make sure you bookmark this. The resources on here include all those teachers' manuals, podcasts, judgment statements, all for free to use. The support team will send you your log-on and password. Your username will be your first name, your last name, So for example, mine is Rochelle.Collinson, and then you'll be given that password. Once you've logged on, you'll be asked to change that password so you are in control of it. However, if you do forget your password at any stage, contact the support team and we can reset it for you. So once you're logged on, you should be directed to the My Home page that's come up on your screen. Whenever you go into the Resource Centre, you can always go back to the home page easily. The link to your personal home page is always in the top left-hand corner, just under the Trust logo there. Some of you may be familiar with this platform as we're actually using the Moodle platform. The resources you have access to are shown in the main body of the page, the part that you can see on your screen in red. So to check any of these resources, just click on the link. There are many different file types, as I mentioned. There could be Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, links to video clips, the list goes on, and the content will differ depending on which program and resource you sign up for. You preview them online and you can download them for use in your classroom. Just a quick note about downloading the resources. The way that this works will depend on the type of computer and the internet browser that you use. For example, when you click on the resource as shown on the screen, you may get a pop-up window like this one at the bottom. Or the resource may download automatically, so you can see at the bottom left-hand corner. You can then open and save the files to your system and use them as many times as you need. Usually the options for downloading files can easily be configured, so be sure to ask your IT administrator for help should you have any problems. So that was the Resource Centre, and you'll be able to access all those games that I've mentioned, but also our other topic for today, the Junior Enterprise Resources. Enterprise for the junior students is really up to you as a teacher and how much time you have available to allocate to delivering enterprise education. The resources we have available are on the screen. Enterprise Studies is the big area or program umbrella that we have, and under that we have the Market Day resource and the Thinking Big, previously known as the Enterprising People resource. We still have the Community Enterprise Competition, and I'll go through each of these individually now so you can see. The Market Day, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is an authentic learning experience for the junior secondary school students. It enables them to work in groups to design, produce, and sell a product of their choice at a one-off market event. With the emphasis on student-centred learning and meeting the needs of the key competencies in the New Zealand curriculum, students make their own decisions. They problem solve, they meet deadlines, they prepare a mini business plan, relate to others, and they may engage with their local community. Market Day is about the active learning or hands-on learning. To encourage this, the teacher role is that of a mentor or a facilitator. Teachers will sit down with the student group at their table and listen to all their ideas, perhaps monitor their progress, give them feedback and lots of feed-forwarding and offer advice, guidance, support, just so that those students can get across those all-important deadlines and run a successful mini business empire. The feedback from the students really tells it all. My favourite quote, however, has to be the last one. We were allowed to make our own decisions instead of being told what to do. Our next enterprise resource under that umbrella is the Enterprising People, as it was previously known as, with a new title, Thinking Big. It is an existing study guide that can be used in the classroom to introduce enterprise to your students. We are currently in the process of updating this resource and it will be renamed Thinking Big. This will have current and past entrepreneurs who are starting out in business by thinking big. Our Yes Alumni website will also be able to provide you with information in the meantime. The final one on the suite is the Community Enterprise. This is a competition which has been run by the Trust for many, many years. It is very popular with schools who like to introduce social enterprise to their students and encourage them to work within the community. In the past, with BP as our sponsor, we were able to help fund the top teams to implement their projects. Unfortunately, without a current sponsor for 2014, we will continue to run the competition whereby students send in their plans and how they're going to implement their project. We will recognise these top teams with gift vouchers and certificates to the students of the winning teams. Those all-important dates are up on the screen there, but they will be publicised to you should you put this in your registration form. The prizes for the competition have changed for 2014. We have on offer 3 excellence prizes of $40 per student in the team, with a maximum of 4 students per team. Up to 5 merit prizes are also available for $25 per student per team. So just to recap, remember all that important resource centre is where you need to go to get all of these resources that I've showcased today. To finish off with, integrating financial education, enterprise and career promotions in your classroom is relatively easy. All of the resources will assist you in this. Traditionally, enterprise is introduced in the social science area, though it may be placed in an area that you feel best fits your school. We know that technology is another popular place. We also have, to our knowledge, for 2014 a school that's registered delivering enterprise through dance in the arts strand. The resources available may be taught independently or put together to develop to work for a team or two, a term or perhaps a whole year. Depending on your time, on your screen there, I have cut down an example of a whole year's work should you wish to incorporate financial education and enterprise into that. Term 1, you could look at introducing enterprise, perhaps with a market day. Term 2, really focusing on that personal financial education. And Term 3, putting it out to the community and having a competition for the students. And Term 4, the Primary Industry Challenge. Previously this was known as the Dairy New Zealand Challenge, and many of you may know or be familiar with that. We will be creating this resource as we speak, and which will be available very, very soon. Overall, your goal is aiming to promote the values and key competencies of that New Zealand curriculum. You are working towards achieving the vision of creating young people who are energetic, enterprising, and to build connected, confident, actively lifelong learners, as well as to increase their literacy and numeracy skills. In a literal sense, enterprise can be about learning about business, where business relates to business studies, economics and accounting. But it also can be about developing and applying skills to operate businesses, as observed in business courses that develop the entrepreneurial talents of our students. Enterprise as authentic learning is a key element. It involves students solving real problems for an actual real audience. All of which these describe what the Young Enterprise Trust does, and the shift in teaching practice will what be required by some to work with businesses and communities outside of the classroom. But we are here to help you, so feel free to contact our support team as their details are on the screen there. Head of the Financial Education and Junior Enterprise Programs is Yolande Rosario, and her details are on the screen. I'd now like to open the floor for any questions that we may have, Helen, that have come through. Thank you.
Thanks, Rochelle. Really comprehensive information, and we don't have any questions at the moment, but if anybody does have any questions for Rochelle, she's on the spot right now, so you can fire those through in the questions area of your control panel.
As I mentioned, Helen, as you just mentioned, I'd just like to point out that there was a lot of information to cover in a very short length of time. I understand there was a lot of things to take on board, especially that resource centre there. You may wish to just take your time in the recording to really nut down that processes. Quite simply put, once you are registered, you just need the password. And once you've got that password, you can look through the resource centre at your own leisure. And it is a minefield, but once you're in there and you find what you're looking for, there's some very, very valuable resources.
Fantastic. We've got no questions at the moment, Rochelle, so we might want to move on.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to take a brief moment to say a big thank you to Helen here and her team at the Magpie Media who have actually brought this webinar to us today. Thank you very much, Helen, as always. And all the best for your financial and education and enterprise teaching to those who have tuned in today. We really look forward to working with you for 2014. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thanks, Rochelle. And I'll end the webinar for everybody this afternoon, and I'll count you out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy the rest of your day.